All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 5. The City Oilers taking on the Namongo Blazers. What an awesome playoff finals it has been so far. And tonight, in the studio, I'm going to call this a studio, I'm joined by Derek Mbusi, a legend in Uganda basketball. Derek, how have the series been so far?
I think that the series haven't been so bad. One of the things I think Namongo Blazers needs to do is they need to emphasize on their defensive end and maybe try and take out their lead player of City Oil. Once they do that, most likely they're going to get a better offense after playing a very good defense.
Let me say you're the coach of the City Oilers. They marked Rambet out and they had a very, very tough game. What do you expect Coach Tendo to do today for the City Oilers?
I think Coach Tendo is going to try and involve the other big men and try and make sure they also go on the offensive end more than rampant. But as we see it, the whole season, most of these guys have not been on form. We hope Titus makes more threes, more inside presence, and maybe there we may see whatever happens. Let's see what happens, basically.
I know you're neutral. Are we going to have a Game 7? What are your predictions?
Game 7 is, we may have a Game 7. Though City Oil has an injured player. One of their key players is injured, so never know. Whatever happens, never know.
Derek Mbusi, thank you so much. Let me let you go and enjoy the game.
Right,
for the viewers outside there, this is Kawowo Sport. Don't forget to subscribe and like what you're watching. I'll see you later on.
Yes, so welcome to Kawowo Sports, and this is Game 5 of the NBL finals where Namongo is once again facing on the record champions, City Oilers. I'm here with a colleague and we are going to be trying to break this down. First of all, how is your day?
Yeah, my day is very well, very lovely Sunday. It has been good, so I can't wait for the game to climax my evening.
Yeah, we are coming from the third place game. You taking this, I think, the third time in a row. How was the game?
I don't think third time. I think fourth or fifth time in a row. It's like they have a land title on the third place. Every time the game's always close, but they somehow know how to win the game. And I don't think we didn't expect this. It was expected in one way or another, and they once again came out triumphant.
I can tell you, I'm used to you all the way, but I came today thinking that the rest life was way better than us, but the boys shocked us. Going into the game where the Namongo are going to be playing the City Oilers, it is level 2-2. What do you think is going to be the difference in this game?
Well, if you talk about a number of things, the last game showed us what Namongo can do at the level of physicality. When we saw what Tembo tried to do and a couple of other guys, Okelo and so on and so forth, if you bring the level of physicality to the game, you can be able to have an advantage, and that's what the Namongo Blazers did. Though the game was close, but that physicality sort of helped them throughout the game, and they had an advantage. But there's a lot of things that you can be able to look at. If you think about Game 2 and 3 where Namongo lost, I feel like they did a lot right, but they didn't come out triumphant. That tells that this game, you must do everything almost perfectly to come out very well. City Oil has done their homework. They have Remba who had a very good game 1, scoring 28 points. But then his good performance didn't ultimately help the team because Remba had most of the attempts, he had most of the ball all the time. So in Game 2 and 3 where they won, you saw they tried to distribute the wealth. Different guys had a couple of points. Lukoji, Vaida, Bale here and there, each contributing. So all those are going to be very key points to note. How much can they, use Rembat? Can they get him on the ball? In game 4, he wasn't on the ball as much because Tembo was on him. Despite scoring a game-high 19 points, he scored 15 of those when Tembo was off the floor. So how much can he be used if Tembo is on him? And can Tembo keep up? So those are a couple of things are going to be looking at in this game.
In Game 4, it was more of a shock for Tembo to come and show up like that. Coming into this game, the City Oilers will be ready for that. Do you think they have, the Blazers, do you think they have anything in their arsenal to see that they do something if at all Tembo fails at the job?
Well, I would say one thing. If I take you back, in game, I think 1 and 2, Jimmy Nabu didn't play well. Game 3 and 4, Jimmy Nabu came up. Dreba had a very good game 1. He had 16 points and I think 9 assists. Game 2 did attempt match, had 10 assists. But game 3 and 4, he was quiet. So Dreba is also a guy who can step up and do that work defensively and offensively. So in terms of weapons, Namongo have enough. But also you can think about a player like Obleng. He can come on and do that job. But from what we saw, I think the way Soros is going to attack the game is going to be a bit different. And that's what I can't wait to see.
Yeah, we saw Fataki Nyembo because one could say that he's the most productive player on the side of the Blazers. But we saw him a bit cold in the previous game. What do you think he can do to change and get back to his productive state?
Nyembo, for record, Nyembo played only 21, I think, minutes. In the last game, I think he got some sort of injury. I'm not sure, but we never saw him in the fourth quarter. So maybe it was fatigue because in game 3, we saw he was very fatigued, he was very tired. But right about now, we can't wait to see him because he's another guy we didn't mention earlier on, but he can pass and almost play defensively, but also when he comes at you offensively, you can't stop him.
Yes, now as the seconds run down now, we shall be going back to our commentator. But it's the Namongo taking on the City Oilers and it's game 5. It is 2-2 and whoever will win today's game will be taking the lead. But before I hand over to the commentator, what is your prediction in today's game?
My prediction is what I want to see so far. If Namongo can shoot a 3, I think they'll win the game because if you look at the game 2 and game 3, they never shot a 3-ball well. The City Oilers outscored them 18 to I think 6. So that disparity was huge. Game 4 they had 4 3-point shots, so they had 3. So if they can shoot the ball well, I think they're going to win that game. So I can't say what they're going to be able to do because in game 2 they only scored just 1 3-point shot. Right. So yeah, if they can be able to work on that, I think they have more than enough to win the game.
All right, he says the Namongo will be taking it away for all they can find their 3-ball. Let's turn over to the commentator and see what happens in the next 4 quarters of the game. Or if we shall go to overtime. See you at full time.
Kampala, Uganda. This is the moment we have been waiting for. The National Basketball League finals have brought us to the crossroads. The defending champions, the Namongo Blazers, on one side, the mighty City Oilers, the 10-time champions, on the other side. 4 games have been played, 2 wins apiece. Nothing separates these two giants tonight. History is waiting to be written. The Blazers have defended their crown with everything they have. The Oilers are chasing another piece of championship history. But tonight, reputations will go out the window. This is Game 5. This is the NBL Finals. This is pressure basketball. The crowd is on its feet at the arena in Kampala. 5 players, 1 basketball, 40 minutes of battle. Who will blink first? Will the champions strike fast? Will the Oilers seize control? 2-2 in the series, and the next 40 minutes could change everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Kampala, let the battle begin. The ball is almost in the air. And looking at the starters for the Namongo Blazers, Tembo Kasereka, James Okello, Anthony Shukura, Peter Obleng, and Jimmy Enabu. And for the City Oilers, Joel Banza, Edgar Munaba, Jonathan Komagum, Rembert Patrick, Titus Lual, and Bale Fayed. The lead referee for tonight's game is Brian Sebalamu, assisted by David Sefuma and Raymond Ayesiga. Just a couple of seconds before the game can get started. I actually forgot to introduce one of the best Uganda has ever seen. That is Jimmy Nabu. It looks like one of their players who got an injury. He got a concussion in the last game, in Game 4. Jermaine Junior Vashon is out injured, undergoing, of course, the protocols of safety, the health protocols. He'll miss Game 5 to recover. Of course, we shall see him in Game 6. Just a couple of seconds before the ref can get the game started. And the ball is in the air. Titus Lual with possession for the Oilers. Titus floats one. Oh my goodness, banks it in. What a way to start by Titus Lual, who has finally come through. And Kasereka for the response. Both teams going band for band. Now Kasereka guarding Patrick Rambet aggressively. Kasereka, they're posting up, picks up Komagum, long two, and Jonathan Komagum connects on the 14-footer. Patrick Rambet getting an assist. Very electric crowd at the MTN Arena. Jimmy Nabu for the response. There goes Jimmy Nabu with the triple. And it's a 1-point lead. 1-point lead for the Namungo Blazers. It's 5 points to the Blazers and 4 to the Oilers. Both players have gotten technical fouls. It's just possession to the Oilers. Patrick Rambet has also got a technical foul. The strategy of the Namungo Blazers is to mark Patrick Rambet out. Joel Banza almost losing that one. What a game we have tonight, Kampala. Brace yourselves for basketball action. Now Lual Titus, guarded by Okello James. Here comes Bale Fayed. Bale was the top scorer of the Oilers in the regular season and blocked by Jimmy Nabu. Now Kasereka onto James Okello, gets 2 more points for the Namungo Blazers. Beautiful stuff. Now Fayed Bale onto Jonathan Komagum. Komagum hands the ball to Titus Lual, and Komagum Jonathan for the response, and this time he misses. It's 7 points to the Blazers and 4 to the Oilers. Peter Blank to the basket, and he's fouled by Titus Lual. Blank Peter will shoot 2 free throws. He's going to shoot 2 free throws. 1 minute, 38 seconds played. And the coach for the Blazers today is Steven Nyeko. And for the Oilers, Tendo Andrew. Peter Blank misses the first one. He connects on the second try. It's now up to a 4-point lead. Now Bale Fayed directing traffic. Full court man-to-man defense by the Blazers. Joel Banza onto Bale Fayed. Fayed Bale keeps going. Pulls up for the 3. And Bale misses. Possession 2. The Blazers, and Obleng, up he goes. And he goes up, he's fouled by Bale. The Blazers on the races every time. And looks like it's paying off. Pandemonium in the arena. The Namungo Blazer fans with excitement in the early stages of the game. I mean, the question is, who will get the last laugh? Obleng connects on his first attempt. He gets 2 for 2. Now Joel Banza crosses over, goes to the basket, almost loses it. And that's a foul. That's a foul by Anthony Shikura. It's a pushing foul. It's actually not Anthony Shikura, it's Jimmy Nabu. It's actually on Obleng, he gets his personal foul. Komagum Jonathan will also shoot 2 free throws. And Jonathan misses. Jonathan Komagum is a 43% free throw shooter for the Oilers. He joined the City Oilers in the second round. He misses 2 for 2. Possession to Jimmy Nabu and the Blazers. Now Chikura hands over to James Okello, county team. James Okello gets 2 more points. James Okello is a former Namongo Blazer player. Now Patrick Rambert fakes. That's a foul by Tembo. That's the little hazel by Patrick Rambert. Second personal foul for Tembo. That's very, very tough for coach Steven Nyeko. Possession to the Oilers. 14 seconds on the 24-second clock. It's an 8-point lead for the Blazers. Now Titus Loal hands over to Patrick. Here comes Patrick, posting up. Up goes Patrick. And the bank is not open. And that's a stolen ball. Rambert, corner 3, he fakes. Goes to the basket. Patrick Rambert, rejected by Jimmy Nabu. And it's a foul. Patrick Rambert will shoot 2 free throws. Patrick Rambert is the difference in the playoffs for the City Oilers. Jimmy Nabu getting his first foul. And Rambert in and out, he misses. Those are 3 missed free throws by the Oilers in the early stages of the game. And Patrick redeems himself, gets the second. Yeah, looks like Tembo will sit on the bench. Ivan Muhwezi makes an appearance. Both teams playing full court, man-to-man defense. Bale Fayed guarding Jimmy Nabu full court. Here comes Ivan Muhwezi. Now Obleng to the basket, goes for the floater, almost gets his own rebound. Now Chikura Anthony. Obleng all alone, 3 ball. Almost connected. Here comes Patrick Rambert onto Joel Banza. Banza almost standing over. If he had dribbled, that was going to be a travel violation. Now Rambert onto Titus, 3 ball. And Titus misses. Anthony Chikura onto Ivan Muhwezi. Muhwezi onto Peter Obleng. And Obleng just fails to take advantage. And Joel Banza comes up very, very short. Possession to the Blazers. Oh my goodness. Pressure time here. And Jimmy Nabu, another turnover. Poor pass by Jimmy Nabu. Trying to pick Anthony Chikura. Here comes the Oilers. Now Patrick Rambert uses the screen, who pops up, gets the 3. Patrick Rambert delivers the triple. I mean, you slip on Patrick, you're gonna pay. Oh my goodness, Chikura from Okello to Chikura. They combine for 2 more points. Here comes Patrick Rambert. That's an offensive foul by Patrick Rambert. He picks up his second personal foul. I'm very, very sure he's going to go to the bench. Ivan Muhwezi comes through very clutch on defense. Tough times for the Oilers. Jimmy Nabu, a former City Oil player. That's a foul by Banza. Gets his first personal. Those are going to be 2 free throws for Jimmy Nabu. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Both teams in the bonus. It's a 6-point lead for the defending champions. 5 minutes, 2 seconds. And then Abu Jimmy fails to get one. He misses 2 for 2. And now the Oilers on the races. Tricky pass. Here comes Rambit. Rambit crosses over, goes to the basket. Patrick Rambit. And this time he's fouled by Okello James. It's going to be 2 free throws. It's actually on Ivan Muhwezi. Ivan Muhwezi gets his first personal foul. Antonio Drileba will check in. Out goes Jimmy Nabu. Rambit connects. You can't imagine Patrick Rambit already has 5 points for the Oilers. Guarded very aggressively, but he's still embracing the challenge. He gets 2 for 2. It's down to a 4-point game. Here comes Tony Drileba, another former City Oil player. James Okello. Titus Lual comes through clutch on defense. The City Oilers miss the presence of Jermaine Junior Vachon, who's out injured. He got a concussion in game 4. He's just following the protocol. Now Tony Drileba. Guarded by Balefayed. Up goes Tony. And Tony fails to connect. Here comes Rambit. Always on the races. He gets Joel Banza. And Banza gets 2 points. It's a 2-point difference. Here comes the Oilers. Embracing the challenge. And Balefayed almost pickpocketing Anthony Shikura. Almost a turnover. Oh my goodness. That's a turnover. Poor pass by Ivan Muhwezi. Trying to pick up a blank. Now Balefayed directing traffic. The Oilers can tie the game. Both teams in the bonus. Fayed Bale left all alone, taking his time. Fayed Bale, oh my goodness, just goes to the basket. Tries to float one up and misses. Still a 2-point difference. Drileba Tony. Almost a turnover, tricky pass. James Okello for the 3. And Okello misses. Here comes Balefayed on to Banza. And Banza takes his time. That's maturity by Banza. Now Fayed Bale fakes. On to Komagum. Komagum floats. Tries to get it. And that's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. Titus Lual picking up his second personal foul. I'm definitely sure he'll go to the bench. And Fataki on the floor finally. Titus Lual picking up his second personal foul. Edgar Munaba will check in. It's actually Balefayed who goes to the bench. Titus Lual still on the floor. And Chikura connects. And waves to the crowd. It's up to a 3-point lead. He gets 1 for 2. And guess who picks the rebound? Patrick Rambit. Now Joel Banza on to Jonathan Komagum. Komagum fails to get fails to get possession. Now Titus Lual. Possession back to the Blazers. Here comes the Blazers. Fataki. Very rare for him to be on the bench today. Now Okello crosses over, turns, puts up one, count it in. James Okello, and he does the Carmelo celebration. James Okello just cooking the City Oilers. Now Patrick Rambit, guarded by Anthony Shukura. Here comes Patrick, guarded by Shukura. Patrick, step back, 3-ball, and he fails to connect. Now, oh my goodness, the throw down by Anthony Shukura. Oh my goodness, it's a 5-point lead. Now Titus Lual, Fex, picks up Komagum, and down goes Komagum. It's a turnover, and momentum has shifted. And it's a timeout for the City Oilers. 2 minutes, 17 seconds, 19 to the Blazers, and 12 to the Oilers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What a shift in momentum. And just like that, it's a 7-point lead for the Namungo Blazers. Anthony Shukura throwing it down to excite the crowds. After the City Oilers turning over, of course, before the whistle, before the break. Now Drille Batoni picks up James Okello. And Okello, James, this time is rejected. Joel Banza on the wrestles. And Joel gets 2 points. That's a beautiful play by the Oilers. Just respond. It's down to a 5-point game. Now Shukura. Shukura almost losing that one. Now Okello James posting up on That's a double foul for both players. Fatake with a foul and Edgar Munaba. Possession will go to the Oilers. It's to the Blazers. I thought it was supposed to be to the Oilers. It's a jumbo. The ref calls for a jumbo. That's a jumbo. And Arthur Wanyoto will come into the game. Out goes James Okello. What a performance by James Okello. He has 6 points in the game so far. He's leading all scoring in the game, actually. Here comes Shukura. Now Ivan Muhwezi. Now Fataki. That's a pushing foul by Edgar Munaba. Munaba gets his second personal foul. Thank you. It's going to be 2 free throws. Both teams in the bonus. Munaba Edgar with 2 personal fouls. And Fataki buries the first one. Stretches it to a 6-point lead. He gets 1 for 2. And Jonathan Komagum with the rebound, and he loses it. Possession back to the Blazers. Now Wanyoto. Wanyoto fakes. Up goes Wanyoto, and this time he misses. Now Joel Banza on the wrestles. Here comes Banza. Joel He fails to make the and one. Banza Joel always on the races. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Anthony Shikura will sit Moses Mugisha on the floor. 1 minute 11 seconds. Banza misses. He connects on his second try. And looks like Jonathan Komagum will also go to the bench. And here comes the Blazers. Arthur Wanyoto with possession, powering his way to the baskets. And this time he's fouled by Joel Kaira. He'll shoot 2 free throws. I mean, both teams in the bonus. Kaira Joel picking up his first personal. Wanyoto Arthur is a 76% free throw shooter. Oh my goodness. Did I jinx him? Commentators cast. Apologies, Arthur Wanyoto and the Namungo Blazer fans. It's a 5-point lead. Patrick Rambert still on the floor with 2 personal fouls. He's a very experienced and mature player. I'm not shocked. Coach Andrew Tendo has him on the floor, and Wanyoto gets the second. That's a substitution. Yes, Rambert. He doesn't look excited by the substitution. And now Bale Fayed will take the responsibility of directing traffic. Here comes Joel Banza playing against his former team, his Congolese. Banza keeps going, looking for options. Here comes Banza, floats one up, uses the glass, banks it in. It's a 4-point lead. I know Ivan Muhwezi, another former City Oil player. Muhwezi Ivan, that's a foul for Joel Banza. And he gets his second personal foul. He'll of course go to the bench. 2 players on the City Oilers team with 2 personal fouls, Patrick Rambert and Joel Banza. Muhwezi Ivan, former City Oil player, will shoot 2 free throws. Gets the first one. It stretches the lead to 5 points. He gets 2 for 2. Awesome connection by Ivan Muhwezi. That's an out of bounds. 2.9 seconds. It's a 6-point lead for the Namungo Blazers. And Muhwezi Ivan steals possession and takes his time. Picks up Tony Drileba, in and out. And now Munaba Edgar will power his way to the basket. And he's rejected. And the referee calls for the foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. It's going to be 2 free throws. Tony Drileba picking up his first personal foul. Looks like Innocent Ochera will be getting ready to check in. I mean, some of the Namungo Blazer players contesting the call. And Ivan Muhwezi goes to the bench with 2 personal fouls. Munaba Edgar pressure shots here. Comes up short on his first attempt. It's a 6-point lead. 23 to the Blazers, 17 to the Oilers. Misses 2 for 2 and gets the rebound. Up goes Munaba. He just redeems himself. And okay, Mugisha Moses also goes to the basket. He picks up Wanyoto, pressures by Wanyoto, and Wanyoto fails. Now Bale Fayed, the buzzer. That's the end of. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, you get the basketball at its finest. It's 23 points to the Blazers and 19 to the Oilers. It's actually 2 free throws. There was a foul, an off-ball foul. I missed that one. There was a foul at the buzzer by one of the Namongo Blazer players. I missed that one. They have to add some time on the clock. And Banza Joel will make some pressure shots with 0.1 on the clock. Tony and Banza Joel misses. Tony Drileba with 2 personal fouls. And Jimmy Nabu with 2 personal fouls. Banza misses both, and that's the final buzzer. End of the first quarter, 23 points to the Blazers and 19 to the Oilers. More basketball action coming your way. Keep it Kawowo Sports. And for the viewers outside there, please subscribe and love what you're watching. Like what you're watching. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Possession to the Oilers. They'll start the second quarter with possession. Joel Kaira on the pick and roll. Up goes Kaira. Nicely done by Kaira. He gets 2 points. Vale Fayed playing full court man to man on the point guard. Beautiful pass, and up goes Arthur, and Arthur misses. A similar situation to what Joel Kaira had. To Bale Fayed. Fayed Bale floats one, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. It's actually an offensive rebound pushing foul by Joel Kaira. Those are 2 personal fouls for Joel Kaira. The Oilers already getting 1 team foul. It's a 2-point difference. comes Tony Drileba, now Fataki. Fataki only has 2 points. Tony Drileba. Oh my goodness, almost a turnover. Back to Tony Drileba. Tony takes his time, floats one, and Tony Drileba fails. Now Patrick Rambit. Pressures by Patrick. Here comes Patrick. Still going. Picks up Bale. Bale for the 3. Connects. Bale fired for the triple. And the Oilers with a 1-point lead. Patrick Rambit with another assist. Looks like the Oilers have switched to zone defense. Now Wanyoto posting up on Kaira, and that's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. Joel Kaira picking up his 3rd personal foul. So it's going to be 2 free throws. It's going to be 2 free throws. The referees being very, very strict with their calls today. Kaira Joel with 3 personal fouls. And Wanyoto Arthur ties the game. He gets 2 for 2. Nicely done by Arthur Wanyoto. Now Fayed Bale. Oh my goodness, Bale Fayed. Crosses over. Picks up Landry. Landry fakes, hesitates. Now Kaira. With a couple of seconds on the clock, Kaira turns his way to the basket. Joel Kaira comes up with 2 points. He just beats the buzzer. Spectacular performance by Kaira. And the Oilers are playing zone defense. Now Mugisha misses. Possession 2, the Oilers. And Kaira turns over. Ochera steps back for the 3. And Ochera misses. Bale Fayed with the rebound. Here comes Bale. And that's a kickball. That's a kickball by Arthur Wanyoto. It's a 1-point lead for the Oilers. And coach Steven Nyeko calls for the timeout. 25 to the Blazers, 26 to the Oilers. Uganda basketball keeps on rising. I mean, where would you be if there was no Kawowo Sport? Thank you for being part of the live stream. Please don't forget to subscribe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from the break. Patrick Rambit, guarded by Ochera Innocent. Here comes Patrick Rambit onto Komagum. Now Munaba. Munaba loses possession. Now Wanyoto. Up goes Wanyoto. Gets the 2 points. Grown man move by Arthur Wanyoto. Another lead change. There's another lead change. Fayed Bale. Now to Patrick Rambit. Rambit Patrick. On to Komagum for the long 2. Jonathan Komagum connects. I mean, someone should tell Anthony Shukura the rules. Hand down, man down. Both teams going band for band. Now Fataki connects with the response. Nyembo for Taki with 2 more points, another lead change. Oh my goodness. Game 5, leaving to the building. That's a foul. Innocent Echera gets a personal foul. The referees being very, very strict with their calls today. Looks like Malwal will check in. Innocent Echera getting his first personal foul. Now Rambit in the corner, posting up on Ochera. Rambit, oh my goodness, Patrick Rambit with the beauty. Another lead change. You slip, you miss out. Now here comes the Blazers. Nyembo Fataki looking for options. He picks up Chikura and Ochera picks up Drileba, corner 3. And Drileba, Tony misses again. Tony Drileba really struggling. Fataki. That's a foul by Bale Fayed. Fayed Bale gets his second personal foul. All the point guards, all the ball handlers for the City Oilers all have 2 personal fouls. And for the Blazers, Tony Drileba and Jimmy Nabu. Here comes Wanyoto. Hands over to Tony. Tony explodes through the basket. Beautiful play by Tony Drileba. And Wanyoto, defensive, offensive rebound. Will shoot 2 free throws. Arthur Wanyoto just cleaning the glass today on both offense and defense. James Okello will be getting ready to check in. 5 minutes, 24 seconds. Wanyoto in and out. Arthur Wanyoto has 5 points for the Blazers. He gets on his second try. And that's another substitution. James Okello on the floor.
5 minutes, 24 seconds.
Now Fayed Bale. The Oilers with 14 fouls with 5 minutes, 19 seconds. Bale Fayed spins, puts one up, and that's a turnover. But it's a missed attempt, not a turnover. They put the ball in the air. Now Anthony Shikura and Landry Dikumana picks up a personal foul. Shikura will shoot 2 free throws. Two personal fouls for Landry Dikumana. 3 personal for Joel Kaira. Lots of fouls by the City Oilers. And Anthony Shikura misses 1. He gets the second. Here comes Patrick Rambit. Rambit keeps going. And that's a turnover by Patrick Rambit. It's 3-on-3 here. And that's a kickball by Tony Drileba. That's a kickball. A sportsmanship between Tony Drileba and Malwal. Joel Banza will check in. Awesome performance by Bale Fayed for the Oilers. He has 3 points and he has been very clutch on defense. Four minutes, 47 seconds. Wanyoto will also check in. Anthony Shukura out injured with blood on his top. I mean the protocol of the game. You can't play with blood on yourself. Now Banza crosses over, goes up. Beautiful move by Joel Banza. Third personal foul for Tony Drileba. I think Tony will go to the bench. Picks up his third personal foul. Joel Banza has struggled on the charity line today. And he misses again. He has missed 5 on the charity line. He can tie the game on his next attempt. In and out again. The basketball god said, not today. He has now missed 6 on the charity line. It's a 1-point lead for the Oilers. Now Fataki turns over, picks up Rambit, on to Banza. Joel Banza gets the 2 points. It's a 1-point lead for the Oilers. Banza just missing on the charity line, taking advantage on transition. Now we're playing on to James Okello. Okello James to Fataki. Fataki with possession, and this time he's rejected. Here comes Patrick Rambit, gets the 2 points. That's the easiest 2 points Patrick Rambit will make today. And just like that, the Oilers with a 3-point lead. 34 to the Blazers, 31 to the Blazers. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What a performance by both teams tonight. Series tied at 2 apiece. Game 5 of the National Basketball League playoffs. The finals. Jimmy Nabu on the floor, replacing Tony Drileba, who has 3 personal fouls. Tony has had a tough time today. He actually had a tough game 3 and 4. The Oilers playing zone defense. Now Wanyoto posting up, looking for options, picks up Jimmy Nabu. Nabu fails to connect. And Jimmy Nabu onto Blank. They get a reset. Now Fataki for the 3. Oh, Fataki connects, ties the game. Nyembo Fataki with the triple. On to Komagum, Jonathan. Patience by Jonathan, pulls for the 3. And there's a fast break. That's a turnover after Wanyoto. Rambit 3-ball, connects! Patrick Rambit with the response. Oh my goodness. Anything you can do, I can do better. Patrick Rambit. Now Fataki onto James Okello. Wanyoto posting up. Turns around, pulls up, connects! Arthur Wanyoto with electricity in the second quarter. It's a 1-point game. Now Joel Banza gets Jimmy Nabu and up goes Joel. He gets 2 more points. Oh my goodness, this is what the playoffs is all about. Now James Okello pulls up for the 3. And Okello misses. Malwal with the rebound. Patience. By the Oilers here. Joel Banza for the 3, all alone. And Joel just can't connect. Poor defense by the Blazers. Joel was the MVP in the 2026 season. Now Okello onto Wanyoto. Wanyoto time. Arthur with the beauty. Connects on the pure J. Now Rambert will shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be 2 free throws for Patrick Rambert and the Oilers. James Okello with another personal foul. He actually picks up his first personal foul. Patrick Rambert connects. He gets 1. Rambert Patrick with 14 points. He gets 2 for 2. He now has 15. And he's putting on just the number 15. 1 minute 20 seconds. Now in Nabu Jimmy. On to Wanyoto. Wanyoto. That's a foul. It's going to be 2 free throws. Arthur Wanyoto putting in the work today. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Looks like Titus Lual will check in. Landry Dekumana with 3 personal fouls. And Wanyoto with the beauty. He gets 2 more points. He actually has 12 points for the Blazers. He's leading all scoring. He gets 2 for 2. It's a 1-point difference. Pressures by Joel Banza. Banza to the basket. And this time he fails. Komagun Jonathan with the rebound for the Blazers, for the Oilers. That's a foul by Fataki. It's going to be a sideball. Fataki picking up his 2nd personal foul. Now both teams in the bonus, but it's going to be a sideball on this opportunity. Now, Lual Titus stops and fails to pop. It's a 1-point lead for the Oilers now in Abu Jimmy. Can take the lead here. Oh my goodness, beautiful pass. And James Okello misses. Still back to the Oilers. Now Bleng. Fataki, corner 3. And this time he fails to connect. He fails to connect. Oh my goodness. Is that the right call? Titus Lual doesn't agree. But the ref's decision is final. 5 seconds on the 24-second clock. Now Obleng Peter pulls for the 3. And Obleng this time misses everything. It's a 1-point lead for the Oilers. Both teams in the bonus. Now Rambert takes his time. Maturity at its finest. Patrick Rambert taking his time, trying to beat the buzzer. Fataki with 2 personal fouls. He can't risk. Here comes Rambert for the Oilers. Trying to embrace the moment. Rambert pulls up. And he misses. Komagun Jonathan also misses. And we have come to the end of the quarter. Uganda basketball at its finest. 41 points to the Oilers and 42 the Blazers. More basketball action coming your way. Keep it Kawowo Sport. things. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Third quarter action here. It's the Namongo Blazers taking on the City Oilers in Game 5 of the best of 7 series. Shikura Anthony posting up on Komagum. Shikura Anthony goes for the Karim Abdul-Jabbar floater. And that's a basket for Peter Blang. Here comes Patrick Rambit. And the Oilers, it's a 1-point lead for the Oilers now. For the Blazers. On to Titus Loal. Titus posting up. On to Komagum. Munaba. Up goes Edgar Munaba. Edgar Munaba stuffs one in. He delivers a sledgehammer. And another lead change. Now Shikura Anthony posting up, goes up and connects. Titus Loal just trying to avoid fouling. He already has 2 personal fouls, not being very aggressive. That's a foul by Shikura Anthony. He's being very aggressive on defense. He picks up his first personal foul. He was very, very disciplined in the first half. Now Joel Banza trying to cook. Joel Banza, up goes Joel. That's an offensive foul by Joel Banza. And that's his 3rd personal foul. I think the coach should think about putting him on the bench. The Oilers still playing zone defense. The Oilers playing zone defense. Jimmy Nabu onto Kelo James. James picks up Shikura and up goes Shikura. He now has 4 points in the quarter. Magum Jonathan. That's a foul by Fataki. He now has 3 personal fouls. Those are 3 personal fouls for Fataki Nyembo. I honestly have no idea why Coach Escodata Steven is contesting the call. That's a backcourt violation. That's a poor inbound by the City Oilers. Slow start by the Oilers in the 3rd quarter. They drop back on the zone defense. Shikura Anthony. This time he uses energy and fails to connect, and there goes Oblang. Oblang was unlucky. That's a foul by Munaba. Those are 4 personal fouls. That's actually 3 personal fouls for Edgar Munaba. And he'll go to the bench. Edgar Munaba will sit on the bench. Both teams with 2 personal fouls here. With 2 team fouls in the quarter. Now Shikura turns, cooking, picks up Fataki. Up goes Fataki, but this time he misses. Now Joel Banza on the wrestles. Patience by Joel. He gets Rambit. Rambit still cooking. Gets Oblang in no man's island. Rambit, 2 points. Fails to county team. Fataki just fails to get the rebound. That's a foul by Okello. Was that 2 personal fouls for Okello. The referees being very, very strict today. They're not letting anything go. James Okello with 2 personal fouls. If you look at the scoreboard, it's colored with fouls from both teams. Now Joel Banza on to Komagum. Banza got it by Okello. Jonathan Komagum posting up on Jimmy Nabu. Up goes Joel. That's a foul. That's a foul on Jimmy. I honestly have no idea how the referees were going to miss that one. That's actually on Anthony Shikura. He gets his 2nd personal foul. The refs not letting any call go. Today they are very, very strict. That's exactly what the fans wanted. complaining about the refs not giving calls, but today they're being very, very spot on, and Goom Jonathan gets one. Misses the second. It's a 2-point difference. Now Fataki taking his time, pulls up for the three. It's very tough by Fataki. On to Banza Joel. Here comes Banza. Picks up Odeke. Odeke corner three, and he delivers. Odeke Titus with the triple. And another lead change. Now Peter Blank for the response. Blank got it by Manuel. Okello James forces one. Another lead change, ladies and gentlemen. Now Komagoom on to Titus Lual. Up goes Titus. A similar kind of scenario. Glasalia on. James Okello got 2 points, similar scenario. Now we're playing. James Okello posting up on Komagoom. And Abu Jimmy fakes. Up goes Enabu. That one won't count. Okello James with the rebound. Now Obleng kicks it out to Fataki. Fataki onto Obleng. Up goes Obleng. And he comes up short. Oh my goodness. Lots of basketball action here. Banza almost connected from deep. Fataki, one against three. And Fataki, looks like Joel Banza picks up another foul. It's actually on Titus Odeke. It's going to be 2 free throws for Nyembo Fataki. Odeke Titus with 3 personal fouls. And the crowd chanting pandemonium at the MTN Lugogo ground. Fataki will shoot 2 free throws. Out goes Joel Banza. This is very good resting time for Nyembo Fataki. Well-deserved rest for Fataki. And Fataki misses one. He can tie the game on his second attempt. It's 48 to the Blazers, 49 to the Oilers. And he ties the game at 49 apiece. And Fataki will go to the bench. It's actually Tony Drileba. Tony Drileba has 3 personal fouls. Here comes Patrick Rambit. Yes, he also has 2 personal fouls. Rambit for the 3. And he fails. Odeke Titus with the rebound. But he steps out of bounds. Possession back to the Oilers. Open look for Patrick Rambit. He just fails to bury it. Now Enabu Jimmy. Enabu. On to Anthony Shikura. Now Drileba Tony. Obleng now posting up on Bale. Obleng! That's bringing the energy. But he comes up very, very short. That's actually a mismatch. Five minutes, 2 seconds. The Blazers in the bonus. They already have 14 fouls and 3 for the Oilers. What a backward violation. Oh my goodness, the crossover onto Kawowo. Jonathan, who throws it down. Patrick Roberts with the assist. And Kawowo Jonathan, just surprising. The Namongo Blazers. Onto Oblang. Oblang fakes, pops, in and out. And Kawowo with yet another rebound. Here comes Bale. Now Rambert crosses over, goes up, and he's going to be shooting 2 free throws. Jimmy Nabu picks up another foul. Nabu Jimmy picks up his second personal foul. And Innocent Ochera will check into the game. Out goes Jimmy Nabu. Patrick Rambert will shoot 2 free throws for the Oilers. He gets 1, stretches the lead. I mean, the game is all about runs for either team. And this is a comfortable run for the City Oilers. He gets 2 for 2. It's now up to a 4-point lead. 4 minutes, 7 seconds. Here comes Peter Oblang. Oblang powers his way to the basket. Tries to get it. Now Bale Fayed. Bale Fayed, 2-on-1. Pulls up for the 3. Tough decision by Bale. He gets Rambert. And Kawowo Jonathan onto Malwal. Malwal puts up 1. In and out. And Kawowo. Oh my goodness. Uganda basketball. Now Peter Oblang to the basket and makes the hand. 1. Grown man move by Peter Oblang. Two-point difference. 3 minutes, 33 seconds. And Arthur Wanyoto will replace James Okello. Titus Odeke with 4 personal fouls. It's a 2-point difference. And Peter Oblang completes the 3-point play the old school way. It's a 1-point difference. Now the Namongo Blazers with a run. Rambert looking for options. Up goes Rambert. Kawowo again. And this time he's fouled by Arthur Wanyoto. Jonathan Kawowo looks like he was going for another dunk. It's another personal foul for Arthur Wanyoto. He actually picks up his first personal foul. Rogers Downer on the floor. It's a timeout. It's actually not a timeout. Andrew Tendo just talking to his players now and jumping on the rebound for Jonathan Kawowo. And Jonathan gets the friendly roll. He'll shoot another one. Kawowo Jonathan has 8 points. He has 9 points. He gets 2 for 2. Kawowo Jonathan, 9 points today. There's still a lot of basketball action. Now Drileba to tie the game. And Tony misses. On to Patrick Rambert. Here comes the Oilers. It's a 3-point lead. Now Rambert floats one up. That's an offensive foul by Patrick Rambert. He tried floating one up. He now has 3 personal fouls. Rogers Downer on the floor for the first time. Now Ochera stops and pops. He comes up short. That's to the Oilers. Possession to the Oilers. The ref, David Sefuma, was just waiting for the decision from his colleague. 2 minutes, 41 seconds. Now Patrick Rambit for the three, puts up one, and this time he fails to deliver. Now the Blazers on the wrestles. On to Arthur Wanyoto, on to Peter Blank. And it's a turnover. Now Rogers Downer picks up Bale Fayed. Patience by the Oilers. Bale for the three, all alone, and he connects. Bale Fayed gets the triple. Stretches the lead to 6 points. 2 minutes on the clock. Now Drille Batoni onto Oblang, looking for a response. Oblang to the basket, and this time he comes up short. Wanyoto just using his body, and he gets the 2 points. Grown man move by Arthur Wanyoto. He now has 14 points for the Namongo Blazers. And Rogers Downer with a personal foul. It's 54 to the Blazers, 58 to the Oilers. 1 minute 45 seconds. And Wanyoto gets the free throw. Here comes Bale Fayed. Fayed Bale with 6 games so far, all from the three. And Bale Fayed gets an opening, goes up, and this time he fails to get the 2 points. Now Oblang Peter. That's a nifty layup by Oblang Peter. On to Rambet, that's a turnover. Now Ochera, innocent, picks up Oblang. Poor by Oblang. And possession. Now Drille Batoni. Foul by Malwal. Drille with 2 free throws. And Buzzer Joel will check into the game with 1 minute 6 seconds. Of course, Patrick Rambet will go to the bench. And Oblang also takes a break. Out comes Moses Mugisha. Both teams in the bonus. And Drille Batoni misses. Gets the second one. Now Bale Fayed cooking. Going ISO. Just managing the clock. Fayed Bale, guarded by now Rogers Downer. On to Bale. Bale for the three, puts up one, and this time he fails to connect. Moses Mugisha with a defensive rebound. On to Ochera. Now the Blazers can either tie the game or they can take the lead. Ochera innocent. On to Wanyoto. Arthur Wanyoto. Nicely done by Wanyoto. Now Drille Batoni. Up goes Tony. Drille ties the game. On to Downer Rogers, and Moses Mugisha gets a personal foul. Rogers Mugisha with 2 personal fouls. Just 17 seconds on the clock. It's tied at 58 points apiece. What a run by the Namongo Blazers. Downer Rogers. Oh my goodness, he misses. Only 17 seconds on the clock. He missed 2 for 2. Now Drileba Tony looking to finish the court in style. Drileba Tony with 6 seconds on the clock. With Balefire, Drileba, 3 ball. And Drileba misses. And that's the end of the quarter. We are tied at 58 points apiece. We're back to square one. Only 10 minutes to go. Where the game is gonna swing. It's 58 points apiece. Game 5 of the best 7 series is tied at 2 apiece. And for the viewers outside there, thank you for being part of the Kawowo Sport live stream today. And please don't forget to subscribe, like what you're watching. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Last 10 minutes of the game is tied at 58 points apiece. The last 10 minutes to decide where the game is going to swing. Joel Kaira back on the floor for Taki. Back on the floor, Patrick Rambet also back. Balefayed takes a break. Anthony Shukuru also takes a break. Arthur Wanyoto leading all scoring for the Namogo Blazers with 15 points. And of course Patrick Rambet leading all scoring for the Oilers. Free throws. It's actually going to be a side ball. That's the second personal foul for Moses Mugisha. Kaira posting up, and that's a travel. That's a travel violation by Joel Kaira. Pressure time here. All fans quiet. I mean, it's not the usual noise at the arena. The Oilers playing zone defense, and Kaira coming through on defense. Kaira Joel coming through very clutch on defense. Sotochera left open on the 3. Now Drileba Tony kicks it out to Mugisha. Mugisha fakes, stops and pops, and fails to connect. That's a jumbo. That's a jumbo. Hey, the referee calls for a foul. One referee called for the foul. The other called for a jumbo. Kaira now has 4 personal fouls. Tough night for Joel Kaira. Now Drileba Tony trying to cook. Picks up Ochera. That's a foul by Joel Banza. He now has 4 personal fouls. Pressure time here for Joel Banza and the Oilers. 4 players with 4 personal fouls. Titus Odeke, Joel Kaira, and Joel Banza. 9 minutes, 23 seconds. Now Ochera picks up Moses Mugisha for the 3. And Moses misses everything. He's still tied at 58 points apiece. Balefayed will replace Joel Banza. And Bale only has 2 personal fouls. And Joel with 4 personal fouls. Now Fayed Bale just showing off his handles. Kaira going to work. Kaira turns, goes up, and that's a foul this time. He will shoot 2 free throws. And here comes Joel Kaira, who shoot 2 free throws. With 9 minutes and 1 second. Kaira in and out, just misses. The Oilers have not been the best on the charity line today. Kaira misses 1. He misses 2 for 2. Tough times here for the Oilers on the charity line. Now Mugisha onto Ochera. Here comes Wanyoto, posting up. Up goes Wanyoto, nowhere to go. It's an out of bounds. Wanyoto had nowhere to go. He should take his time on the post. It's tied at 58 points apiece. 1 minute, 16 seconds played, and Mugisha Moses gets the 2 easy points. Malwal Jia goes to sleep on defense. Can't imagine those are the first 2 points in the quarter. Now Kaira posting up on Moses Mugisha. Up goes Kaira, and he comes up very short. Possession still to the Oilers. And Moses Mugisha comes through, clash on defense. Possession to the Blazers. It's a 2-point lead for the Blazers. Welcome back from this short timeout there, from the break. Just a technical timeout. Now Drille Batoni with possession. And up goes Ochera. He was unlucky. Kaira, that's a turnover. It's actually possession still to the Oilers. Kaira being put on a lot of pressure. Now Bale Fayed, guarded by Nyembo. Here comes Fataki. Fataki, that's a reaching foul. Just being very, very aggressive on Bale Fayed. Fataki now has 4 personal fouls and 7 points today. Very tough game 5 for Fataki. That's a turnover. Malwal fails to connect with Rambit. Still a 2-point difference. Only 2 points scored in the game so far. Tony Drileba. Now Fataki. Fataki onto Mugisha. Mugisha onto Wanyoto, all alone. And this time he fails to connect. Moses Mugisha almost stealing that one. And looks like Coach Nyako Steven will make a double substitution. Oh my goodness, look at that. Rambit almost misses. What a pass. And oh my goodness, the connection. Joel Kahira combines with his former UCU teammate. And they get 2 points. And that's a foul by Jonathan Komagum. The ball goes out of bounds. It's just going to be a side ball. Now both teams with 3 team fouls in this quarter. It's tied at 60 points apiece. Possession to the Blazers. And now Fataki. Ochera. Oh my goodness, almost a poor pass. Now Drileba cooking. Tony Drileba stops and pops. And Drileba Tony delivers a triple. Finally, Tony Drileba from the ruins. It's a 3-point lead for the Blazers. On to Rambit. Now Komagum Jonathan. Up was Komagum. And that's a foul by Okello James. It's going to be it's actually 2 free throws. James Okello with his third personal foul. Komagum Jonathan will shoot 2 pressure free throws. It's a 3-point lead for the Oilers. He misses 1. 6 minutes, 18 seconds. He gets the second. It's down to a 2-point game. 63 to the Blazers, 61 to the Oilers. Now Ochera Innocent directing traffic. Ochera, and he's rejected, but that's a foul. It's going to be 3 free throws, and Patrick Rambit gets his 4th personal foul. It's a 2-point lead for the Blazers. Oh my goodness. Today the score sheet is colored with only fouls. More than 50 fouls given up by both teams. Ochera will shoot 3 for 3. And Innocent gets the first one. Gets 2 for 2. Nicely done by Innocent Ochera. It's a 4-point lead for the Blazers. Both players actually holding themselves, and the referee lets it go. Now Malual Jia in possession. On to Rambit. That's a pushing foul by Innocent Ochera. That's obvious. With the way the referees are officiating today, they're going to call everything. It's a 4-point lead for the Namungo Blazers. 65 to the Blazers, 61 to the Oilers. Both teams in the bonus. Oh my goodness, what a basketball game this has been. The game living to the building. Rambit Patrick will shoot 2 free throws when we come back from the break. For the viewers, please don't forget to click that button, subscribe, and be part of the family. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being part of the live stream today. It's a 4-point lead for the Blazers. Rambet will shoot 2 free throws. Four players of the Oilers with 4 personal fouls, only 1 for the Blazers. Rambet Patrick gets 1. He now has 18 points. Makes 1 for 2. 3-point difference. Now Tony Drileba directing traffic. Drileba Tony for the triple. Yes. And an offensive rebound by Fataki, and up goes Fataki. He gets 2 points. Now Malwal Dia got it by Fataki. On to Komagoon Jonathan. On to Titus, pulls up for the 3. And Odeke Titus misses. It's a 5-point lead for the Blazers. Now Fataki going to work. Fataki, that was in and out. And that's possession to the Oilers of Anthony Kura. Anthony Chikura almost got the rebound. Fataki taking things into his own hands. 4 minutes, 53 seconds. Now Joel Banza will direct traffic here for the Oilers. Rambet crosses over, puts up 1, and he'll shoot 2 free throws. That's a pushing foul by Innocent. He now has 3 personal fouls. What an exciting game this has been. Four minutes, 39 seconds. It's a 4-point difference. And this time he gets 2 for 2. It's a 4-point game. It's actually a 3-point game. 67 to the Blazers, 64 to the Oilers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. 4 minutes, 39 seconds. It's a 3-point lead for the Namungo Blazers. Patrick Rambet just connecting from the charity line, getting 2 free throws, reducing the lead to only 3 points. Possession to the Blazers. Here comes the Namungo Blazers. Tony Drileba coming through very clutch today. He needed that. He really needed that. Now Joel Banza with 4 personal fouls, guarding Tony Drileba. Now Fataki. almost a turnover. It's actually a turnover off Fataki. Was trying to look for the assist, but the door was shut. Now Banza Joel with possession. Banza taking his time. Still a lot of time on the clock. Titus on to Joel. Joel picks up Titus. And Titus on to Joel to tie the game. Puts up one and he delivers. Joel Banza ties the game. Oh my goodness. Pressure time here. It was a 7-point lead for the Blazers. And it's tied at 67 points apiece. Now Ochera for the three. And Ochera connects for the triple. Oh my goodness. Another lead change. Now Rabbits to the basket and is fouled by Fataki. And Fataki Nyembo is fouled out. Fataki will go to the bench. Oh my goodness. Peter Blaine will go on the floor. Out goes Fataki. And Nyembo Fataki is the first player to be fouled out. Oh my goodness. Pandemonium at the MTN Lugogo grounds. It's actually the Lugogo grounds, not the MTN Lugogo grounds. And Rambe delivers. It's down to a 2-point game. Now all the players on the floor just fearing to foul. Joel Banza getting a triple earlier on. Rambe gets 2 for 2. Just a 1-point game. 3 minutes, 18 seconds. Tony Drileva just challenging the 24-second clock. He never touched possession and the clock was moving. That is why the game has stopped momentarily. The 24-second clock was moving and the time was moving, so there's going to be a reset. Of course, Tony Drileva with the basketball brains. Yeah, they actually just adjusted the 24-second clock. Three minutes, 20 seconds. It has all calmed down to the last 2 minutes, 13 seconds. On to Okello James. Now Ochera cooking. Ochera stops and pops. Picks up Chikura. And that's a 24-second clock violation. Jonathan Kogum, Anthony Chikura, Malwal on the floor. There is sweat on the court. This is what the game is about. 2 minutes, 56 seconds. It's a 1-point difference. 70 to the Blazers, 69 to the Oilers. Both teams in the bonus. Oilers. Now Joel Banza with possession. Possessions by Banza. Now Titus Lual posting up on Shikura. Rambit, 3 ball. And up goes Banza. And Banza fails. Possession to the Oilers. Now Tony Drileba. Possession to Ochera. Ochera innocent. Picks up Shikura. All alone for the 3. And Shikura misses. time here. Oh my goodness. Basketball fans, I hope you're being entertained. Now Lual Titus. Banza crosses over onto Odeke. Corner three. Odeke connects. Titus Odeke. Oh my goodness. It's a 2-point lead for the Oilers. Now Ochera for the triple. And this time Ochera fails to connect. Back to the Oilers. Back to the Blazers, I beg your pardon. Andrile Batoni goes to the basket. And he fails to connect. O'Blind onto Tony. Ochera, 3-ball. Ochera connects for the triple. On the job. Oh my goodness. Some innocent Ochera electricity in the fourth quarter. Now patience by Banza Joel. Here comes Rambit. Taking his time. Rambit. Floats one. Gets the 2 points. Another lead change. Are you being entertained? Now we're playing. Posting up. Taking his time. On to deliver Tony. Tony. Cooking. Picks up Chikura. And this time Chikura misses. Pull up by Chikura. 1 minute on the clock. Possession to the Oilers. Joel Banza. Taking his time. Pressures by Joel. That's a pushing foul by Innocent Ochera. Innocent Ochera so picks up his 4th personal foul. 31 seconds on the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from the break. It's a 3-point lead for the Oilers. It's just going to be an inbound to the Namungo Blazers. 14 seconds on the 24-second clock. Now we're playing Peter. Now checking his time. Drilled by Tony. And Tony turns over. That's a jumbo. Possession still back to the Blazers. I mean, the question is, who does possession go to? Tony Drileva lives to die another day. 23.1 seconds on the clock. 7 seconds on the 24. Patrick Rambit with 28 points. Looks like Jim Nabu will check into the game. Possession to the Blazers still. And Abu Jimmy for the 3. And then Abu Jimmy fails to connect. Patrick Rambit. That's a foul by Jimmy Nabu. Going to be 2 free throws for Patrick Rambit. If he makes 2 for 2, this will be very tricky. Patrick Rambit. The next one. Nicely done by Patrick Rambert. He makes 2 for 2 and is now up to a 5-point lead. 73 to the Blazers, 78 to the Oilers. 28 points to Patrick Rambert. 17 seconds to the end of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What an exciting game this has been. The game has lived to the billing. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, more than 50 fouls given up by both teams here. Possession to the Blazers. 17.3 seconds on the clock. Now Nabu Jimmy, and Nabu Fex kicks it out to Innocent. Innocent reloads, pulls up one. And this time he fails to connect. Waiting for the final buzzer. And the Oilers will run the clock. And that will do it in Kampala. The final seconds have ticked away and the Oilers have done it again. After 4 games that left the series perfectly balanced at 2-2. The 10-time champions have stepped up when it mattered most. City Oilers win Game 5. And with the victory, the Oilers take a 3-2 lead in this best-of-7 National Basketball Final Series. The defending champions, the Namongo Blazers, have gave away everything they had tonight. But the City Oilers found the answers when the pressure reached its highest point. Listen to this crowd. The Oilers have stolen the momentum and now they are 1 win away from the championship, but don't count the Blazers out just yet. The defending champions have their backs against the wall and they know exactly what is at stake. Game 6 suddenly becomes a must-win for Namongo. For City Oilers, it's championship point. 3-2 in the series. The City Oilers have taken the advantage. The Blazers fighting to stay alive. The pressure is rising. The championship is getting closer from Kampala, Uganda. City Oilers have taken Game 5. One team is away from a win. The other is 1 loss away from seeing its title defense come to an end. What a night of basketball. What a series. Game 5 belongs to the City Oilers. Final scores, 73 to the Namongo Blazers and 78 to the City Oilers. I've been your host, Vinny Jurua. Mamba out.